Hi everyone, welcome to Dream and Be Reviews. I am your boy, J.E., and today we're talking about Bad Boys number 4. Number 4. First up, I want to say thank you so much for clicking on this. And normally I do reviews on TV, film and anime, and I hopefully will get to do some more, particularly on this one. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and let's get cracking. First off, I just want to say this before we even start the review. I think Martin Lawrence, this is the best performance I've ever seen of him, period. I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to definitely dive in and explain why I'm just saying it out the back, but yeah, he's brilliant. So, Bad Boys for Life is the 4th one in the franchise, and it stars Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Now, to be honest, I don't remember the last 2, so I definitely don't remember 2, and I remember a little bit of number 3. So when I heard it was coming out, I was like, okay, kind of why, and is it gonna work? So let's talk about the actual film, what's it about. So I'm gonna read the synopsis because I thought it had a bit more of like an alluding scenario and just sets you off in the right direction. It reads, so when a mysterious enemy frames the captain for corruption, Miami cop Mike and Marcus go to expose the conspiracy and clear their names. And to a degree, that's basically it. That's what the film is about. But yeah, let's explore a bit more. So let's talk about the 2 main characters, or the 2 main actors. We've got Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And I think I said it right at the beginning. For me, he is the best part of this movie. So it's so refreshing and nice. In the film, the writers decide to give Martin Lawrence a scenario. And if you haven't seen it already, I still don't want to spoil it for you because I felt it's great when you go and watch it. Anyway, this scenario causes Martin to behave, and in my mind, his character, Marcus, gets to do something completely different to what he's ever done before, which I feel, oh my gosh, helped his character and helped Martin be able to bring something completely new and fresh to the role. In contrast to Will Smith's character, it allows for there to be such a different approach when you're watching Martin on screen, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. Best thing they did. And I love the scenario that happens to Martin that causes him to have to behave in a completely different way to Will Smith. It's so much fun. Even, to be honest, his jokes I felt landed even better. And just his comedic timing, I mean, it's Martin. He's on par, but he's on par with the best. But it was just nice to just see certain lines and the way the energy of it just came off on the screen. So amazing. It was so fun. For me, it also just was so nice that you could tell Martin was having fun and allowed it to have so much more heart than I would feel in the last couple of Bad Boy movies. Not saying that there was no heart, but this just felt different. And also gave a couple of good old-fashioned life metaphors for the future. So, let's talk about Will Smith. So, obviously, we all know the controversy that's happened recently with him in regards to the Oscars and the big slap. And, by the way, he did win an Oscar for his role playing Mr. Richard, which I still need to see, but I hear it's amazing, so I'm going to definitely get that in. And so, for me, I made sure to actually watch this film, Bad Boys, in the cinema first, and then I've seen it recently again on Netflix. And for me, when I went with the initial, I wanted to see, okay, is it going to work? Is it going to be good? Is Will Smith Is it the end? You know, all these questions and thoughts in my mind. And I have to say, Will Smith, I forgot. He's an amazing actor. So I still have £7 and The Pursuit of Happiness on Blu-ray, right? So for me, these films, visually or when it comes to Blu-rays, they're not like stunning. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're not buying the Blu-ray for that. But I remember buying the Blu-ray because of his performance in those films. Definitely with Pursuit of Happiness, I remember crying a lot, basically. And when I saw him in those films, I was like, you know what? Suck it, I'm buying the Blu-ray. So for me, it was kind of like a bit of surprise, or not really a surprise. I just forgot that he's really good at what he does. And in this film, I really love where they decide to take his character. So there's a clip in the trailer where Will's character Mike kind of has a panic attack. And I just love the fact that they decide to give his character and give him something to deal with as the film goes on. I believe that a lot of people look up to the Bad Boys franchise. And I think it was such a rarity when it comes to looking at action heroes. And you're looking at, I don't think I've seen an action hero where there will be a scenario where he has a panic attack. Usually they're always portrayed as strong, they're cool under pressure, all those kinds of things. And it was so great that, for me anyway, that they gave Will Smith's character that scenario to deal with. And then when you find out why he's having the panic attack, such a good setup. It just allows so much more energy, and it gives the journey of what you're watching, and you feel more for Will as the scenario begins to be exposed. And so like I was just so impressed, and that's why I feel like this is definitely an amazing performance by Will. I definitely feel that both of them, Martin and Will Smith, can do whatever they want when it comes to acting wise. But this was such a nice, for me, it was so refreshing going in and just seeing that, you know, they're happy to change things up and really make the film feel a little bit more genuine and believable. When it comes to some of the plot in the film, remember I said to you before, I don't really remember the third one. There's a part in the film where, in the third one, we find out that he has a son. Well, in this one, they carry that plot forward, and I really, again, got to give appreciation to the writing of this film. The way they used his scenario to further the plot of this one, brilliant. Like, it felt, how can I say, it all made sense. It all felt that it made sense. So it wasn't just, oh no, they've got to squeeze it in. They made it feel quite genuine, and also the fact that Will is a father now, and he's having to deal with that whole scenario and like an estranged son, and just having to deal with that, I thought was great as well that they gave it to him. It gave it a real nice pace that didn't feel mucky. It felt like it had some heart to it. So now I'm in the cinema and I'm trying to figure out, something feels a bit off for me, and so I'm watching The Bad Boys and I'm going, what is it? I felt I was getting annoyed with the fact that why is it not taking it seriously? Why is it not, it's like, it feels like it's trying to be comical but not be comical. The angles look a bit weird. And then I remembered, drumroll please, it's a Michael Bay film. And straight away I was able to sit back and relax and enjoy what I was watching. And now listen, I have no problem with Bay films. I love his stuff. However, I do find that Bay films usually concentrate more on the action than on the substance. Now, I recently watched 2 films by Michael Bay that were directed by Michael Bay. I even had to go and check. One of them is a film called Ambulance, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Abdullah Mahim II. Ahim II? I'm butchering this pronunciation now. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, Michael Bay's back. This is holy shit. It's banging. And the other film was 13 Hours with John Krasinski, you know, the guy from Doctor Strange 2. I can't remember the title off my head right now, who plays Mr. Fantastic and gets killed by Wanda Maximoff. Oops, that might have been a spoiler. But anyway, I tried. Now, here are two films by Michael Bay, still with over-the-top camera angles, which is now has its own classification, which is called Bayhem. Yes, mate, it's got its own classification. Check it out. It's a real thing. So I did a little deep dive when I was looking into Michael Bay. I'm like, oh my god, wow, Bayhem. Anyway, even though that's the case, here's Michael Bay presenting some amazing ideas and being willing to get back into the nitty-gritty of a story, which I thought was great. However, this one, Bad Boys, it's not directed by him. I believe he's an executive producer on it. However, still seeing the Bay shots in there were great because you could tell the film was trying to focus more on the actual story of the character, which I felt worked. I mean, there's a particular scene that you always see in a Bad Boys film with the two of them and the camera swings around. You know the one I'm talking about. And it was great, and it reminded you of what you were watching. But because now the writing and the characters were center, I really felt it was appreciative. I appreciated the shots that I would see. So there were a couple of cameos that you will appreciate. There's because they're following on from the other film, which I felt was really cool. One, it will make perfect sense. Another one, if you've seen it, you get it. And another one where you're like, oh, it's that guy. And I remember in the cinema, I went, oh, it's that guy. And I started laughing. So, you know, the cameos worked. They did their job. Overall, I mean, for me, I have to say I really did enjoy the movie. I went in not expecting to enjoy it. You know, I just thought it was going to be another one of those Bad Boys movies. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I've fallen out of the action hero scenario. But this felt like a reboot. And so this is why I'm quite happy to talk about it, because I definitely felt they were trying to concentrate more on the characters and concentrate on giving them quite a great scenario. And I really enjoyed it. If you can tell by my energy, I really, really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, man. I'm here for the next one. Actually, it seems they're gonna do another one. It feels like there's gonna be another one. But yeah, I'm here for the next one. So thank you so much for checking this out. Let me know what you think. Have you seen the new Bad Boys? Have you seen any of the other Bad Boy movies? What did you think about those Bad Boy movies? Let me know in the comment section and below. And if you think of any films I should be watching, let me know. Well, anyway, like I always like to say, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. And always remember, if you can dream, you can be. Peace.